I don't have a burning desire to photograph what I photographed before. But I walk along, and whenever I have a little breath of interesting something, two things that don't belong together that I can put a frame around, makes it stimulating or, chancy, risky, something. Some gesture, some color, some glint. I'm still looking for the surprise.
Sorry to interrupt you. I know you're filming a documentary, but just wanted to say I love your work and amazing. I've actually been developing like a photo book at some point with Picasso, who is
Look at that.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Wow, beautiful. I'll be with you. I'm not going away.
Go for it.
It's just too nice to miss. Let's see what's in this box. This is really early work. When I first started printing in 1963. And gosh, I hardly ever look at these pictures. Get this, I was in a crowd on 34th Street watching the end of the Thanksgiving Day parade, and I knelt down to tie my shoelace, and I was at this level. And I look up and I see these kids. They're being brought to the parade to have a good time, but they're down here in the hellscape of pocketbooks, coats, cameras. And so I started to photograph down there. Now, you see, today I never kneel down to make a photograph. I photograph eye level, because that's how I see the world. But then, it didn't matter. I saw something and I stayed with it. Look at this, I can see some of my early ways of thinking about the picture. At this point in my life, I really love seeing the kind of industry that I had, like trying to figure it out right at the beginning. Got to get it right. You got to feel like you really met the subject and you met the standards that you were trying to establish for yourself. I grew up in the Bronx, in a real working class neighborhood, and my father was considered the mayor of the block. My father, when I would be with him, he would always say to me, "Look at that, watch this." And I would look and something would happen. Two people would argue, they'd hug, they'd fight, he'd slip on the banana peel. It was as if he had this sixth sense, because he was watching the street all the time. And in a way, I think that he taught me how to see by pointing out the potential and paying attention. They were such subtle and fleeting observations about the way someone smiled, or the kindness on their face, or the negativity, or whatever. And that's what photography is. As fast as we take in the information we're getting, the camera will react as quickly as you can bring it up to your eye to press the button. So within a matter of less than a second, responses, observations, recognitions, gestures, bing, can happen. And so it was a perfectly tuned instrument for me to work with when I discovered it. And you know, when you meet resistance, any kind of resistance, you find your way around it. All the great photographers had mostly photographed in black and white, because they thought of color as being amateur stuff, weddings and bar mitzvahs, advertising, or, Life magazine. That was color. But what did I care about what it was? What felt good to me was like, oh, look how beautiful it is out here. I want that. Life is in color. So when I shot color, the stuff would come back and it just was full of a kind of richness. There was energy and action everywhere. But bit by bit, one asks the question about, what else? Where should I go now? What am I interested in? And so for 64 years, different things present themselves different ways of behaving, different subject matter, different outcomes. Some brought about by the equipment, some brought about by the digital revolution, some brought about by a change of life, a demand to do something that suddenly you never thought about doing, but it became so interesting that you followed through on the question. Still lifes, for example. When you're a photographer, you have a machine, and you bond with the machine. You love it for its authority, because it gives it to you in a way that's really deeply spiritual. It elevates you, and you sometimes can make poetry with it, and you sometimes can make things of symphonic scale, and you sometimes can make things that are sublime. Everything from the tragic to the heroic, from the momentary to the temporal, letting things take time. I'm the sum of all of the things that I've seen, and whoever I am now, whatever I know or feel, came from observing human beings, nature, space, light. And the time it takes to make the photograph and to live in the moment, to really let it weave its way into your being, it's an additional thing. Every day it's an additional thing. And I think I am so fortunate to have discovered this way of going forward in my life and experiencing what it's like to be alive.